Because the short way leads to Canaan. Wala pupu. Ikaw ikanana. But the long way leads to God. Wala umi. Itaw ito. Amen? The short way leads to Canaan, the long way leads to God. Wala pupu. It always leads to Canaan. Wala umi. It always say tau tua. The long way and the short way. You know, the short way. Let's go shortcuts. These are deceitful ways. You know, we always do shortcuts. These are lazy ways. You know, deceitful ways, lazy ways. These are the ways of the world. The short way. Amen? Can you see but the long way, the honest way, the faithful ways. We go through the test. The long way, but we are still faithful. Amen. If you fear the long way, we refuse to take shortcuts. If I you know, go shortcuts. Amen. Because the long way is the way of God. Amen. Amen. So as a city, so why do we go through with pain and suffering and well, the answer is that's God's way. It's a long way. It's the only way you draw my yellow tangata there. Remember what we talked about last week? The heart. The heart. Amen? You know, whatever you know, last week. Famaibo ese ay kupia ile ulia ko bo ese Israel. Or if you see where are they going? You know, you know the Sunday school answer? They're going to Canaan. Feo ele mo ulia ko bo ese mai ko piko Califa Sunday school o kanana. I cannot qualify the mature. You know the mature Christian. Feo ele mo ulia ko bo ese mai ko pito. To God. Amen. And in order for God to bring them to Himself, they have to go through the long way. Amen. Amen. Because that's the only way you know it. Amen. The long way is God's way of bringing people to Him. Amen. Yes, isn't that true? Now, when they left Egypt, who is in front? God is in front. So God is in front for me. God was leading them, the pillar of fire by night and the pillar of cloud by night. So every day that they are walking, God is walking before them. I find my outside. Both sides, there were mountains. From your mama. Luma le tua. Ia maunga. Para vai mamawa kua. Pe ai leo kilo lea kua vai mamawa kua. Ke non mera luma. Sami ula. Now God and the Red Sea. O e roka nga kaya pahain. Leo kuri loa mea i kupiko. Can you see? God, the mountains, the Red Sea, and the devil. The devil at the back. Now, you know, that's the life. It always, but God is leading us. God, yes, yes, I give that we follow one key Apollo. They are chasing us. But remember, God is always in the front. Amen. Can you see the man? Lepo be ako kangakay luma maukafa ada kuwa. Le kuri loa mai e Pharaoh e Farao mai kupito. Ora ala no kupu kama. Mai yo mafe la. Think of this. Famay yo mafe la. They were scared. Famay la kala. Really scared. God is right there. Amen. God is right in front. I can move with 50. From my over 50, from my don't complain and move. From my Mose. Well, I am cool, my Maui, I could pick away. I may I go with your kid about. I say, silent. Also, I am man for what's on your kid. Can you see the man for your 50? When we are scared, our mind jumps straight to death. And we are so scared. It cannot go out for. Lord, is there no graves in Egypt that we come here to die? For my angamako au ngai ai kupiko Syria. Fala we kala. Angamako polonga ai kupiko o Syria. Ale mea amako feoki e le kai o moyoki. Amen. Le kai o moyoki ale wa makano. Can you see me at 55 years old? Amen. And you say what? Who is leading them? Amen. Because why? It's your tattoo mata mai tua. Ai o kilo e kuso. Amen. Maybe that's why I got go fefe. Got go fefe for ficar uni, got go fefe mewa. But you know what? God is smiling at us and saying, "Don't worry, family. What a journey." Amen. That's a bit. Can you wow for le kat ile. Le afi fa ni cool po. But it's like they're scared, huh? No. So when we go through, when we go through, always remember that God is leading us. Who's leading us? But think Jesus. It's the only person who walks out of the grave still alive today. So he's alive. He's alive. What are we scared of? How many of que fefe? Foi o povo ele foi ele hockey, ele foi ele ola, ele foi só semela. Uma fatia esse aí vai com mas Alofa, olha tua. Amen. So, if you know the one who is leading us, we should never be scared of anything. We I will believe every word he said. So se upua lai fa mata kale kal ko. So se mea fa mata kale follow my ukia. Ka kau ka ko follow. That's the ka kale ka ka. He knows. Noki. Aku toyola. Amen. So he's the one leading us. What are you afraid of? God is leading us. God is leading us. You know, I'll go for 50 money. Hey, hola. You know, where money go? I didn't know you're going to figure because you're killing. God is leading us. Amen. So when you're like I go. Now, leva ko a uma para dia vou leva faia le tua se le mea le iva ai mua ia se Israel olha fa mai o ka mua ku sangi lo fa mai o fe e ka mapa ya bo se pole anu ana vai le tua sama foi ya sama le sangi lo anu mai mo se fa lo ko sa ele va ai mo Israel ai bala no le sangulo wow que o wall yo mo ia no vai ai o exam fa mai fa vai le to le sangulo ula sa vai no o le rua in a dry land amen isn't that amazing